Hello there. Welcome to Cineplot Recap. Today we are going to go through the 2006 American comedy movie Accepted. The story kicks off in a high school, where a few seniors are messing around, taking pictures for fake face IDs. Behind the camera is our main guy, Bartleby Gaines, an average student with average grades, and unfortunately, zero luck with college applications. While they're pretending to rehearse for choir, a teacher barges in, catches them, and kicks them out. Outside, Bartleby walks with his best friend, Sherman Schrader, played by Jonah Hill, who's got big dreams. He's a legacy applicant to the prestigious Harmon College, just like his parents. Suddenly, a student runs by screaming in joy about getting into Princeton. Soon after, they bump into Monica, Bartleby's longtime crush. She's dating Hoyt Ambrose, a perfect all-around athlete who's also headed to Harmon College with Monica. When Bartleby gets home, he rushes to the mailbox, only to find another rejection letter, his 8th. This time, it's from a state college. Frustrated, he tries pitching his parents on the idea that college is overrated and would just be a waste of their money. They're not buying it. Out of frustration, he blurts out that he hasn't been accepted anywhere. His parents are disappointed, telling him he should have started preparing years ago. At a party the next day, Bartleby learns he's not the only one struggling. His friend Hans lost his varsity scholarship after an injury, and Rory, their smartest friend, didn't get into Yale, the only school she applied to. With pressure mounting, Bartleby comes up with a plan. He'll create a fake acceptance letter to keep his parents off his back. The school? South Harmon Institute of Technology, which of course shortens to S.H.I.T. Sherman's not exactly thrilled about the idea, but Hans jumps in and asks Bartleby to make one for him too, so his parents will think he's enrolled somewhere. Bartleby explains this is only a short-term cover, but they'll need something more solid down the road. They ask Sherman to build a working website for the school since Bartleby's dad will probably check it out. Sherman reluctantly agrees. A few days later, Bartleby's dad finds the letter and is over the moon. His mom is thrilled too, but his younger sister still has her doubts. His dad insists he's going to look deeper into the school, but after doing some online research, he's convinced it's real. He even gives Bartleby $10,000 for his first semester, and drops the bomb that they can't wait to drop him off at campus. Bartleby's smile freezes into panic. He and his friends scramble to find a real location. Rory suggests an old, abandoned mental hospital just south of Harmon College. They rent it, slap on a few cosmetic fixes, and hire actors to pose as students to make it look busy. Meanwhile, over at Harmon, Dean Van Horn talks to Hoyt about acquiring that same property for the school's planned Gateway building. He tells Hoyt this is his responsibility. While Bartleby's finishing the S.H.I.T. sign, his dad calls, now doubting the school system and demanding to meet the dean when they drop Bartleby off. The group knows only one person who could pass for an academic: Bartleby's eccentric Uncle Ben, a former professor now working in a shoe store. They find him mid-lecture about needs versus wants to a kid buying sneakers. Uncle Ben wants nothing to do with academia again, until he's fired on the spot. With nothing else going on, he agrees to play dean of S.H.I.T. Drop-off day arrives, and things are shaky from the start. Bartleby's sister notices all kinds of oddities: bars on windows, cuffs on beds, but eventually, the group manages to convince Bartleby's parents the school is legit. His sister, though, is still unconvinced. The next few days, the gang just hangs around playing video games and killing time, until someone knocks at the door. It's a guy named Abernathy, who says he got accepted to South Harmon. Then he drops the bomb: he's not the only one. Dozens of people show up outside with their own acceptance letters and $10,000 tuition checks in hand. Shocked, Bartleby rushes to find Sherman. On the way, he bumps into Monica at a Harmon College mixer. She congratulates him for getting into college, and he awkwardly moves on. He finds Sherman chatting badly with Harmon students. That's when Sherman admits he made the site automatically accept anyone who applied, so Bartleby's dad wouldn't think it was fake. Bartleby calls a meeting to break the news to the students that the school isn't real. But before he can, Abernathy gives a heartfelt thanks, saying this is the first place to ever accept him, not just academically but socially. Others share similar feelings. Moved, Bartleby decides to let the school keep running, for real this time. Wanting to see how a real college works, Bartleby visits Harmon. He sits in on classes, watches stressed-out students racing to keep up, and notices how burnt-out they look. Monica tells him she wishes she could take photography classes, but has no time with her packed schedule. Back at S.H.I.T, Bartleby talks to Uncle Ben, who reminds him that colleges should serve students, not the other way around. Inspired, Bartleby asks every student what they actually want to learn and builds a program around their passions. Soon, the school has everything from skate ramps to kitchens to science labs. One afternoon, while Bartleby's talking to a student about a food invention, Hoyt shows up looking for the property owners. Bartleby quickly sends him away. Later at a frat party, Hoyt digs deeper into South Harmon, until a girl interrupts him. Meanwhile, Monica shows up looking for Hoyt, only to find him kissing another girl in nothing but underwear. She storms out, ending their relationship. The next day, Bartleby's sister drops by South Harmon and discovers the truth. He convinces her to keep it secret. Over at Harmon, Hoyt reports South Harmon to Dean Van Horn, who tells him there's no such thing as that school, and demands he still find a way to get the property. Later, Monica finds a gift from Bartleby, an SLR camera. She visits South Harmon to thank him, and he gives her a tour, explaining how every class is built around what students want to learn. He encourages her to join one. Walking her back, Bartleby spots Sherman in a hot dog suit, humiliating himself as part of his fraternity pledge. Sherman's frustration boils over, and he pushes Bartleby away. That night, South Harmon throws a massive party, so big that Hoyt's frat house is practically empty. Curious, Hoyt heads over and sees Monica with Bartleby. He confronts Bartleby, but the crowd backs him up. Hoyt leaves, but not before pulling the fire alarm, only making the party wilder. The next day, the school gathers for a group photo with Monica, until a wave of parents suddenly arrives. Hoyt has reported the school to the authorities. Parents drag their kids away, Monica is disappointed, and Bartleby's own parents are furious. The place is shut down. Not long after, Bartleby finds a letter from the school board calling for a hearing on South Harmon's registration. Sherman tells the group he applied for accreditation, saying he'd rather be the first graduate from South Harmon than the fourth-generation Harmon student. The hearing draws such a crowd it's moved to a bigger venue, packed with students and parents from South Harmon. The board explains that to be accredited, the school needs a facility, a curriculum, and a faculty. They already have the first two, but they're missing the third, until Uncle Ben steps forward as faculty representative. Harmon's side argues he hasn't taught in years. That's when Bartleby delivers a heartfelt speech, calling out how traditional colleges turn students into mindless robots, stripping away creativity and dreams. The board is moved and grants South Harmon provisional accreditation, allowing it to operate legally. The school reopens, students dive into learning what they love, and parents are on board. In the final scene, a student proudly tells Bartleby he's mastered blowing things up with his mind. Right before Dean Van Horn's car explodes. "I told you," the student says, as Bartleby stares in disbelief. Accepted, released 2006, is that comedy where Justin Long plays Bartleby Gaines, a high school senior who gets rejected from every college he applies to, so he creates a fake one, the South Harmon Institute of Technology, yep, S.H.I.T, to convince his parents he's going somewhere. In the end, Bartleby didn't just get into college, he built one. And in doing so, he gave hundreds of outcasts a place to belong, proved that learning should be about passion, and reminded everyone that sometimes, the best way to get accepted, is to accept yourself first. Thanks for tuning in to Cineplot Recap. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please hit like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you don't miss future recaps. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below with your take on the film or any suggestions for what's next. Until then, see you on the next video.